Okay, so I have managed to make progress. I tried to push through and get to 1500. However, it just wasn't going to happen. So I was getting into more groups that were failing than were working out. So just kind of took my progress, which I did manage to do some plus fives, some plus fours, like a plus three. I don't remember doing the necrotic wake, but apparently I did. Um, and so I ended up doing 6 of 8 for the vault, unfortunately, which is it is what it is. As long as I have two um, to choose from, I feel like that's decent enough. You can have all three and still not have anything worthwhile. So going to open this vault, and then I also have a vault on my Shaman, so I figured I'd throw that in. Augmentation, as you see, I've been switching back over. It's been harder to get into a group with augmentation, but I feel like I'm more inclined to finish it in augmentation than as a healer. Then I get into groups, and I'm not the healer, and I'm like, I could be doing this better, and it's back and forth. I can't really figure out which spec is better necessarily. So 613 and 610, so we have made progress. We are getting 613 now, so I think it was 610 and 606 last week. So the trinket, I'm not interested in. The ring, I am. Okay, so I need to see if I was to remove this ring. Where would that leave my haste? That would take me down to 6%. That is entirely too low. Um, hmm. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the ring, I guess, because otherwise it's just taking tokens of
I
merit.
have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders.
um, let's see, 15. What? Okay, so taking crest might help. Collect 15. Yeah, so that might help. That might be more worthwhile. Because those are what I need to upgrade. Yeah,
Return
let's
and
try that.
peruse my inventory again.
Because neither of these are actually transmogs either, so. And City of Threads, which I've been
I have
avoiding
calibrated my
doing, so
prices to be reasonable.
we'll just go ahead and buy 2 of these.
My directive has been fulfilled.
That item is still recharging.
There we go. There we go. 74. So now I will go see what I can upgrade. So that should definitely help. Just probably not going to have the Valor Stones. Okay. So
My directive is to serve you.
let's see what I can upgrade and what's actually worth upgrading. So I don't think I can. Oh, I can upgrade the helmet. Oh, that's right, because these are higher guess. Tell him. You get so used to needing to grind for something else. So, okay, so what has haste? Let's focus on that first and foremost. I can upgrade the trinket. How far can I go? I can go to 613. I feel like haste would be better. 29. 26. I love how the amounts change so wildly from one piece of gear to the other. Keep telling myself I'm going to buy the matching the hammer, so I get this effect, and I keep forgetting because I don't take this character to the anniversary stuff anymore. So, 31, and I can upgrade that completely. What is this? Champion. So 619, 8 of 8, 31. This was hero. Okay, so I think we go ahead and upgrade the back. Get that done and out of the way. That uses a little bit of everything. That does mean we won't be able to upgrade anything else, though. Most likely, but there we go. Feel like that was worthwhile. Yeah, haste is good. Haste is good. So I'll probably switch back over. And try preservation. Okay, so that's what I wanted to see. I could potentially upgrade this for sure, because I'm probably going to keep this because like I said, I want to get the hammer. Yeah, I've got the 40 keys, so yeah, we'll go ahead and upgrade that and just get that out of the way so that's a little bit higher. Stats, versatility, haste, both good. So yeah, so there you go. Mainly upgraded one item, but I feel like it was a worthwhile item. So I think this is about the most maxed out gear I've had since I've started doing Mythic Plus. So
My thanks for your patronage.
and it's also worth pointing out again that with the changes they've made, so like +2 is a +10 in um, the old system of doing this. So +5 is about where I would need to be. So a +10 would be equivalent to a +20. And you got to do a +10 to get the teleport, which makes sense because you needed a +20 before. So I mean, we're getting into technically we're into like +15, +12 to +15 keys. I mean, it's going to be a bit more of a grind. My one complaint with this is, and this is kind of the same thing as like when they in what was it, Pandera? Is it Pandera when they locked heroics behind the proving grounds. Um, Putting these, I don't know why they changed it, so you have to keep grinding heroic longer. Um, but as I said, I was having more groups fall apart than not because people didn't know what they were doing. The groups that I did complete were because the tank basically carried us through. The tanks knew what they were doing, they were geared, and they basically were able to keep the groups together. And then the DPS, is just that is the worst part of Mythic Plus. You either get groups that people just don't know what they're doing, or they just don't have the DPS for it. Um, if you want to put in some sort of DPS check, um, that's more straightforward, that would put you, that would mean you were geared or slightly over geared for what you were doing. That is perfectly fine. But if this was supposed to try to help make sure people were more geared, or that you were more inclined to finish a key or something like that, like it's a new system, but it's the exact same result. This has gained us nothing, which is disappointing because it's been a very frustrating start to the season. So yeah, so there you go. Not too bad. Once I actually did get to a point where I was able to start doing actual Mythic Plus, it's been a overall a fairly um, quick process, I will say. Um, Obviously, because you don't have to start at like +2 and work your way up. But now it's just getting to that point of, as I said, just kind of being tedious, little progress at a time, which is not exactly my forte. So, um, and that's one of the other things worth mentioning is there were some people that would just stick to the lower keys. They just wanted to grind, just get something for their weekly vault, and now I feel like everybody's kind of getting pushed into one bracket now. So I hope they tweak this, or this levels out. Um, Either they tweak it as the expansion goes on, or before, I think Midnight's the next expansion in this trilogy, um, or that this levels out for season two, because I do foresee doing something with season two. Okay, so as I said, gonna open the vault on my Shaman as well, which I think is actually, if I'm being honest, from a couple weeks ago. I think I forgot it was there. But I did also want to mention I do have a couple on use items you may have noticed here. So bought the trinket, um, as I may have mentioned, um, or as you may know if you play a shaman. Haste is, or not haste, mana. Excuse me, mana is quite an issue if you are a healer, meaning you run out of mana even with your water shield and all of that. The flip side of that is I have been the top healer in several Blackrock runs, um, but it hasn't been without struggling with trying to manage my mana. So I specifically went and did some keys, since you can buy all the gear from vendors at the anniversary event anyway, and bought the Second Wind trinket that restores mana every 1 second for 10 seconds. This helps, but it is by no means a solution to the problem. And then the other trinket I got, which I just got um, from whenever the last time was I ran um, Blackrock Spire. Uh, each spell cast within 20 seconds will grant you a stacking bonus of intellect, 20 stacks. Expiring abilities will cost no mana. cost will not trigger. Abilities with no mana cost will not trigger this trinket. So, yeah. So, typically anything that increases intellect is pretty good. So, that was kind of my alternative. I took Earthen Living Weapon, which I don't normally use just because I forget to use it. I'm lucky to put one of my shields on, let alone trying to imbue my weapon. Imbues were more of an enhancement thing. Yeah, so kind of excited to try this though. See what it does, if it makes much of a difference. I think there's a way of comboing something into working. So yeah, and then it's 590 of 5. I have 575 equipped to 590 because I do have some things for enhancement. So yeah. So as I said, this was from at least a couple weeks ago, so I don't actually even remember what it is. Or how many slots it'll be, or anything like that. I imagine it's just from the raid. Yeah, so just one thing, so just kind of a toss up. But it's my shoulders that I do not have, so there you go. Well, that was worthwhile. I did start using the, not an upgrade, but I did start using the, what is it called? The thing that transforms your gear. Yeah, whatever the thing is there that you can put your gear into, and it'll change it over. So, and that was my fourth piece. Yes, so there we go. Nice. And then we'll just go around the corner, because I've been accumulating things since I've been running the raid and everything, so I'm sure
There is much to be done.
Probably upgrade something. Oh, the question is what? So if we were to focus on the tier piece items, yeah. Upgrading the trinket, what does that do? Okay, I'll do that. We'll see what that does. So yeah, so it went up 2,000. Is that what I saw? I'm good with that. We can try that, see what happens. Okay, so how far can I go with this? I can go. Okay, so it looks like I can upgrade 2 pieces to max level. So haste would definitely help. What has haste? So we can go 606 on the shoulders. That's probably fine. And mastery's not good for a shaman though. It's the one class mastery's kind of a detrimental thing. So if I was to upgrade this, which has critical strike and versatility, which are both good for healers. Okay. And I think that's probably gonna be about close to being it, right? Pretty close. So, what has the least mastering? That has 11. Okay, so the helmet does. If I had 60 more. What does the quest here do? Does that help me do
How
anything?
fare you? In unity, find strength.
No.
Be bold. Be true. So many possibilities.
It does upgrade a piece of equipment with Valor Stones. Oh, I see.
It is a world of wonders.
Fine, fine. Yeah, for what good it'll do to keep the tier pieces. Not gonna bother upgrading any of the like the time warp or anything like that, so. Okay.
Fair skies and strong winds.
May we all find what we seek. Farewell.
I may have wanted to look at this before I
Until next time. It is a world of wonders. Farewell. Be bold.
Okay,
Be true.
so does that let me do anything? No. No, it does not. Okay. Let's just take a look at everything and see. Oh, I can upgrade the cloak to 8, which has critical strike and haste, which is pretty good. So sure. Don't know if the trinket's going to be worthwhile, so I'm not going to bother upgrading that. The belt. Sure, why wouldn't we? Might as well max everything out as much as we can. So 580, very nice. Can't upgrade the legs, that's fine. Can't upgrade the boots. And okay, and the neck, no. Okay, well, there we go. So, feel like that was worthwhile. Yeah.
If needed, I will answer the
think,
call.
yeah, I have some keys, so. Shoulders were 600 and I got to 606, so I feel good about that. So, and the 4-set bonus. Tidal Waves increases your healing effective by spells by 10%. Tidal Waves is 80% more effective and reduces the mana cost of affected spells by 8%. Very good. And Tidal Waves, if you didn't know, casting Riptide grants 2 stacks of Tidal Waves. Tidal Waves reduces the cost of your next healing wave or Chain Heal. Okay, so Chain Heal is how I'm running out of my mana. By 36%, or increases the critical effect chance of your next. That's worded weird. Of your next healing surge by 54, which I don't use healing surge, so yeah. And what did this do? Increases your healing effective spells by 10%, increases 80 more effective, and reduces the mana cost of spells by 8%. So that should help along with the trinkets. So yeah. So there you go, folks. something extra. I feel like that was worthwhile. So I do kind of like the anniversary event where you're able to kind of take different characters and just do things with them, which is kind of nice. That's one downside of end game content is you kind of have to focus on one character or you end up having to start over and feeling like you've lost progress. And yeah, they've tried. They've tried, and things definitely are better than they used to be. But end game content is still kind of end game content. So yeah, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.